Hello and welcome to the British Book Guy. The camera might look a bit different to what it usually does. I'm going to try out some new angles because I'm not happy with the old one, because it feels like you're right up in my face and it's just horrible to be that close to me. So let's try a little bit further away, see how that goes. Okay. Today, as I'm sure you've seen from the title, I decided to do a Princess Bride book tag. I don't know if that's cheating. I don't know if you should be tagged in a tag to do a tag. But I'm doing it anyway. Yeah, okay. So yeah, the Princess Bride book tag. I do really love this book. I absolutely love the film as well. So I'm really happy to be doing this tag. So let's jump right into this and try and keep this video short. So the first question, Westley, who's your favourite romantic hero? Kvothe from The Wise Man's Fear, or equally The Name of a Wind. I don't know which one, because they just kind of blur all into one book for me. And I don't mean for Lorien, if you've read this, this could just be subtitled The Wise Man's Fear, Kvothe gets laid. None of that. The thing that he has with Denna, the actual romance in the book, because he's so good at it. I don't like Denna, she annoys the shit out of me because I just want it to be nice to Kvothe. I want him to win. I just want it to work out for him so much and it never does. There's a really nice running theme in this where one of the things said is there are 7 words to make a woman love you, and if you pay attention you will notice that almost everything Kvothe and Denna say to each other are all in 7-word sentences. So if you keep your eye out, that's really nice, isn't it? I think that's a really just romantic thing to do. You're always trying to keep your eye out, trying to catch each other out for it, so that's nice. Question 2, Princess Buttercup, your favourite rags to riches story. I struggled with this one, I'm not sure if this really counts, but The Way of Shadows by Brent Weeks, or the whole Night Angel trilogy. So this is about a boy who lives on the streets, he lives in the slums, bad things happen to him while he's there, and then he eventually gets picked up by an assassin, becomes a master assassin, very rich, very powerful, so it's kind of a rags to riches, not literally money, more power. But yeah, awkward. I mean, I just love this book, so I'm quite happy to just slip it in, even if it doesn't quite belong here. Question 3, Dread Pirate Roberts, what is your favourite book with pirates? So I totally cheated, and if you've seen the film and if you know the book, you know the big difference, but I'm going with the book because I'm cheating. Stardust by Neil Gaiman. And there's a lovely bit, no, it's not in the book at all, he gets picked up. I mean, they are kind of sky pirates, but they're like gentlemen sky pirates. And in the film, they're proper kill you, just, you know, for bowing down, as that does happen in the film. So Stardust with Robert De Niro's pirate, that's amazing. Captain Shakespeare, that's it, yeah. Question 4, Prince Humperdink, a name a villain you'd love to hate. There's a lot of Neil Gaiman in this. I've not read as much of one author as I have of Neil Gaiman, so he probably does come up quite a lot in most videos. Ursula Monkton from The Ocean at the End of the Lane, who is just a monster, literally, and to the 7-year-old protagonist. You see the whole book through the lens of a 7-year-old, so when you see a character as devious and evil and manipulative as Ursula Monkton through that lens, it just gives her a really special edge, and you just want her to go away. Leave everything alone. One of my favourite books of all time, absolutely love it. Fantastic protagonist and the main character, the girl Letty, and Ursula Monkton just is a monster, and yeah. Bleh. Question 5, ROUS's best fantastical monster. Before I started filming this, I said, right, I need to pick a book so I'm not just wasting time when I could be filming thinking of what to put next. So I listed them all. And I didn't realise until this moment that I've put 3 Neil Gaiman books, one after the other. Favourite fantastical monster is from a short story in his new book Trigger Warnings, or his latest book Trigger Warnings, it's not really new anymore. Click-clack the Rattlebag. And it's quite a short story, it's one of my favourite short stories of all time, definitely, probably one of my favourite Neil Gaiman short stories, and it's about this supernatural being who kind of, you never know when he's coming or what form they'll take, and what they do is when they've got you, you can't get away, and when they've got you, they suck out your insides and then hang up your kind of empty skin with your bones all rattling inside. So I think that's it's a really good story, and if you haven't read it, as always, I can't recommend any author more than Neil Gaiman, and this short story collection is amazing. God, I feel like I'm just blasting through this. I think I'm talking too quick and I'm too excited, and what's wrong with me today? I'm usually so stoic and collected. Let's go on. As you wish. Your favourite book with a sweet romance? If nothing else, this question really highlighted to me how very few romance books I read, so I had to go with John Green's The Fault in Our Stars. I do prefer Paper Towns, but it's not really a romance book, is it? It pretends it is, but it's not. So this is a really nice one. Obviously, Hazel and Augustus, you all know the story. You've probably all seen the film, so I don't need to wax lyrical about this. Obviously, a very sad ending. It doesn't end romantically, but the whole way through it, and up until that very sad ending, it is a really sweet, really nice romance novel. I think I might be spoiling lots of books. Mwarrige. Name 2 book characters that you ship and 2 that you don't. So let's do 2 that I ship first. Obviously, I've slipped in Neil Gaiman, and I'm going to slip in the Amber Spyglass as well. wllaaa is just the epitome of what every romance should be. You should build up to this, and I know that a big part of this is kind of that very bitter-sweet ending. Yeah, absolutely. Will always be my all-time favourite romance, even though it's not even like a big romance book, but when you love it as much as I do, and then when I remember reading The Sort of Life not so long ago, and the first time that Will and Lyra meet, and then I knew how it all ended for them, and just the moments when they first met, and I was like, it's gonna end so badly. So that's why I love this so much. If that made sense, that was like 3 different stories kind of pulled together loosely. I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm so energetic. So 2 characters that you don't ship. Jamaica Inn by Daphne du Maurier. This is meant to be one of those classical, is kind of a, oh my god, this is a pirate book as well. I didn't even think of this. I didn't even think of this when I was talking about pirates. This is like the biggest pirate book that I've read. This is meant to be quite a romance book, and when I was talking to my mum about it, she was like, oh, but it's such a sweet romance. I was like, they meet 4 times. The first time he's a dick to her. The second time he sits on his ass while she cleans his house and cooks for him, even though they've only met twice. The third time, she literally abandons him in the middle of town in the middle of a storm. And the 4th time, they kind of just end up together for the shits and giggles. It doesn't even make sense, so they'd end up together. The pirate stuff in the story was good. I've been to the Jamaica Inn. I really like Cornwall, and so this is a really kind of interesting book for me to read, having been to the Jamaica Inn. But the romance bit of it was just blah. I hated him. She was stupid for going for him for bloody no reason, and didn't like that romance in that book. Fezzick, Vezzini and Montoya, your favourite crime book group. Blah, blah. Can't read and think of the questions. This was probably the easiest one for me, because straight away, The Lies of wllaaa, because the Gentlemen Bastards are really, you know, the actual legitimate thing. That's what you think of when you try and think of syndicate thieves. Gentlemen Bastards. I did have a very mixed impression of this book, because the first half of it is spent on a really interesting plot about trying to get a lot of money from people, and it goes into a lot of detail how that's set up and everything wllaaa does to get their money, and that's what I really liked about it, and that's why I thought this is by far the best kind of crime syndicate group. But the actual book itself fell down a bit after that, but that's not what we're here to. That's not what we're here for. We don't care if it's good or not. But it was good. No, it was a good book. It really was. Don't take away the fact that I didn't like wllaaa, because it was good. Inigo Montoya. Best revenge story. Again, this is coming up again and again and again. The Half a King series, not just Half a War. There's about more than just one revenge story in this. The whole trilogy is a revenge story, then each book there's a different revenge story. Each character has their own motivations, which tends to end in the culmination of a revenge story. So, by far this. Also, I don't read a lot of revenge stories, except The Princess Bride, which is the best one, but I felt like I'd be cheating, because I could obviously put The Princess Bride for all the answers, but that would be cheating, so this one. And finally, the book versus the movie, which one do you prefer? I love the film more. I love the book, and the book was amazing, and having loved the film for so long and then coming to the book and finding out all the extra information and all the backstory, that was really exciting, but I grew up with the film. I remember when I was really young with my 2 sisters, and we'd go to our grandma's house and we'd watch The Princess Bride and Willow, but we always loved The Princess Bride and it was fantastic, so unfortunately the book just gets beaten by nostalgia. I don't know if that's fair, but that's the truth. So that was The Princess Bride book tag. That's a kind of hard sentence to say, actually. I feel like I've really blasted through this video, which is probably good because some of my videos are too long. I hopefully haven't spoken too fast, or I've just been speaking gibberish this whole time, so none of what I've said has made sense, because that would just suck. And hopefully I won't have to refilm it, because I'll get to editing and be like, no, Jake, this is so bad, get rid of it and do it again. Hopefully that won't happen. So I hope you liked this episode of The British Book Guy. Leave a like if you like, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next video, guys. Thanks.